Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about the romantic compatibility between INFJs and ISTJs. I think most people have asked themselves the question at some point, who is the best match romantically with another person based on certain characteristics? And one of them could be MBTI. So let's look at what INFJs and ISTJs first have in common. Obviously, they're both judgers, so these are people who are organized, they like to plan their events, they are reliable, reachable, so these are individuals that you really can count on, and this is something that INFJs and ISTJs will appreciate about each other. The other aspect also, they are both introverts, so they tend to like to keep their distance from people if they want to recharge. So these are people who feel drained when they spend too much time with lots of people in the crowd. So one of the main issues that INFJs and ISTJs will face is that the INFJ is an intuitive feeler and has the highest energy of all the personality types, whereas the ISTJ, because it's a center judger, has among the lowest. So what's going to happen is that if the INFJ spends too much time with the ISTJ, they will feel drained. And if you look at the brain dominance of the INFJ, it's theta, and the brain dominance of the ISTJs is beta. So even in terms of understanding each other, in terms of, because one is a very much of sensor, the other one is an intuitive, so they are really very different. That the INFJ, being an intuitive feeler, is about the abstract future, whereas the ISTJ is about the concrete past. So one is very much about untraditional ideas and concepts, whereas the ISTJ is about the concrete past. So that will be an issue with them. The other aspect is that when it comes to relationships, people who are right brain dominant tend to fare much better than people who are left brain dominant. The INFJ is very right brain dominant and the ISTJ is very left brain dominant, because if we look at their functional stack, is that the INFJ has extrovert feeling as its second function and the ISTJ has extrovert thinking as its second function. So they are really at opposite ends. So the INFJ will feel that the ISTJ is unable to understand subtleties about relationship. So and also the ISTJ tends to come across as kind of stoic in the in terms of facial expression. So the INFJ will feel that the body language of the ISTJ is kind of off-putting. Ironically, because the INFJ has introverted thinking as its third function and the ISTJ has extrovert thinking as its second function, they will understand each other logically, but the INFJ will be not really attracted to the ISTJ, but the other way around, the ISTJ will find the INFJ usually very appealing because of the fact that, yes, it is a very feminine energy, and people who are very masculine in terms of their personality type tend to be attracted to very feminine personality types because it brings that warmth. And interesting enough, because the INFJ has introverted thinking as its third function and the ISTJ has extrovert thinking as its second function, is that INFJ will come across as rather logical because it's the most logical of all the intuitive feelers. So the ISTJ will feel that the INFJ really understands him or her on the logical side, and the INFJ will be able to understand the ISTJ as well. But what's going to happen is that the ISTJ will be much more attracted to the INFJ than the other way around. So unfortunately, what's going to happen is that the ISTJ will probably feel rejected by the INFJ because this person is unable to meet the relationship needs of the INFJ. So when it comes to relationship, it has to be a two-way street. Both individuals should feel that their needs are being met, and that's probably not going to happen with this pairing. So to summarize, is that yes, the INFJ and the ISTJ will be able to understand each other in terms of practical aspects of life, in terms of paying the bills, being on time, being reliable, reachable, and also the ISTJ is very much of a hard worker, just like the INFJ. So they will probably respect each other that way, and they're both introverts, so in other words, they get recharged by spending time alone or with a few close friends or family members, that they will understand each other. And also the fact that they're both logical, obviously the ISTJ having extrovert thinking as its second function, the INFJ having introvert thinking as its third function. So they'll get along well that way. So but they're gonna face challenges. One being an intuitive versus the other one is very much a sensor. One being a very feminine energy, the one being a very masculine energy. And the INFJ really wants someone who is warm, caring, expressive, someone they can relax with. And the ISTJ comes across most as stoic, and these type of people actually probably like if you have them like as employees or if you work on projects, they do it very well because they tend to also have IIQs. But in terms of succeeding in a romantic relationship with someone that is so feminine like the INFJ, it's probably not going to work well. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this romantic compatibility analysis by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.